It's that time of year where I look back at all the vehicles that I drove and pick my favorites. Now, being a practical Minnesota-raised boy, it's not all hypercars, and I do have a price cap of around $100,000, so no GMC Hummer EV, even though it's pretty darn awesome. And a reminder that I'm a big fan of This Is Spinal Tap, so my list goes to 11. Not every car on this list is going to work for everybody, but you'll find something that works for you, I'm pretty sure. Let's start with something that's never been on my list, ever. And it's a bit of a shocker. The new Toyota Prius. Yeah, the Prius. The new 5th generation is as good looking as the outgoing model was fugly. It's also significantly more powerful, is blessed with improved driving dynamics, and a much more appealing cabin. Great, because that's what you stare at. It's a huge improvement. Know that there's less headroom and cargo space now, and some drivers find the height of the cluster a little awkward, but it's a stylish way to save on fuel and will be available as a plug-in hybrid in the summer of 2023. On the other end of the spectrum are the Cadillac V Blackwing sedans. I prefer smaller cars worn like jetpacks, so for me, the CT4 is my pick. For more room, the CT5 is the way to go. Both have telepathic handling and lovely 6-speed manual transmissions. The 10-speed automatic is just as good, personal choice there. Not just powerful and confidence-inspiring, they're comfortable daily drivers. The interiors are fine, but could use an upgrade. These are lovely sedans, the last of a breed, and a strong argument that Cadillac does performance better than luxury. When it comes to pickups, the Ford F-150 Lightning is a case where electrification can make a vehicle better. Rolls-Royce quiet and shockingly powerful, it can power a worksite or an entire home with the right equipment. And the Mega Power Frunk gives pickups something they've never had: roomy, dedicated, lockable storage. No tonneau cover needed. Be warned, it's not optimal for towing long distances, and the price just keeps creeping up, but clearly the Lightning is a game changer. An asterisk, for those that tow, the Ram 1500 is the pickup to beat, in my opinion. As long as I'm on pickups, the affordable Ford Maverick is the size America didn't know it wanted, but the people have spoken. Ford can't make enough of them. It's smaller, but extremely usable, all the pickup that many people need, a godsend for tight urban areas. And it's kind of fun to drive, like a decent handling crossover. The cabin materials are very basic. Somehow this makes the truck enduring. The big gripe is availability, and that the fuel-sipping hybrid powertrain can't be had with all-wheel drive. It's pretty much had the segment all to itself. The Hyundai Santa Cruz is a low-volume machine. Need space for the family? Kia's Telluride is a formidable machine. Updated for 2023, it keeps its strong-looking sheet metal, ruggedly handsome interior, and is available with all sorts of useful tech that's easy to use. There's a good amount of room inside without being the size of a bus, and the price is right. This loaded top trim SX Prestige X Pro model with modest off-road chops is $55 grand, if you can find one at retail. Telluride's popularity means ADM stickers are quite common. Don't need 3 rows and want better fuel economy out of your crossover? The Kia Sportage Hybrid is everything people want out of a 2-row SUV. It's got style inside and out, the same tech found in Telluride, and the price is right. Plus, there's solid fuel economy. An EPA average of 38 mpg is solid. And it's larger and roomier now. The driving dynamics are what put this over Toyota RAV4 and Honda CR-V. Sportage, or Sportage for you folks in Canada, is a very appealing package. Not many will be able to get their hands on the Ford Bronco Raptor and its 3-liter twin-turbo V6 that makes 418 horsepower, but it's astonishing in its capability. I was able to confidently and comfortably run on Forest Service roads at high speeds. My only concern was whether there was a pack of mountain bikers around the next corner. For all that toughness, it remains a docile on-road performer, so getting to the tough stuff doesn't beat you up. The price is a bit dear, the fuel economy is hard to swallow, plus the interior is dark and could use better materials, but it's a wonder off-road, and the entire Bronco line is great competition for Wrangler. Let me take a break for a second and explain to you that I've driven around 80 vehicles this year. There are some high-profile examples that are not on my list, namely the Toyota Corolla GR and the Honda Civic Type R. I didn't get invited to the events. It's going to happen. I'm an independent automotive journalist. You know, maybe next year. But the rest of the vehicles on my list are electric vehicles, and I understand that EVs are not for everybody. But if you can charge where you sleep, they are terrific, and there are some great examples this year. Let's start with the Hyundai Ioniq 5. This was a hard choice since the Kia EV6 and Genesis GV60 share the same eGMP platform, but I see the Hyundai as the people's choice. The interior is more inviting, the windows make it the most airy, and the mid-century modern meets Minecraft blocky design is fresh and original in a world of Me Too cars. The range is excellent, a real-world 303 miles for the rear-drive models, 256 for the more powerful all-wheel drive, and the 800-volt architecture means DC fast charging can happen in as little as 18 minutes at 350 kilowatt terminals. That's from 10 to 80%. The only problem with any of these three vehicles is finding them without breathtaking second stickers. The driver's EV is BMW's i4. I drove the M50 with performance tires that seriously sucked the range away, EPA rated at 227 miles. Most drivers should be perfectly happy with the stock rubber that adds 43 miles for more relaxing travel adventures. Inside and out, it looks pretty much the same as the gas-drinking 4 Series, which is great until you get to the controversial schnoz. It's creamy smooth, wicked quick, and gets hatchback utility. The back seats are best for smaller folks, and the Hans Zimmer performance tones are not my favorite, but the i4 is a stealthy way to have a romp on your favorite twisty road. Lyriq is Cadillac's first step into an all-electric future, and it's very promising. From the theatrical light show that everyone loves to the interior that's finally up to what Cadillacs should be about, GM is giving the brand the kind of luxury it's needed for decades. The exterior design needs to be seen in person to be appreciated. The wealthy folks in Park City, Utah were smitten, and it's a useful crossover SUV. The Lyriq that I drove was rear-wheel drive and could use a little extra power. It had some build issues that we auto writers tend to find on early production vehicles. The more powerful all-wheel drive models built later this year should take care of any issues. And for those that claim that there are no good, affordable electric vehicles, Chevrolet's Bolt is proof they exist. It's clearly the best reasonably priced EV that money can buy. There are two. My pick is the EUV. It gets a sleeker side profile and a longer wheelbase that give it a creamy luxury car ride quality. The new interior with improved seats doesn't hurt either. Fully loaded with Super Cruise, it just cracks 38 grand, and that's before any tax incentives. Good range too, realistically rated at 247 miles. The big issue is DC fast charging, which is glacially slow, but if you mostly charge at home and don't road trip often, Bolt is tough to beat. Those are the 11 vehicles that I drove in the last 18 months or so that really impressed me. Of course, there were others, and I do have to mention that Chevrolet C8 Corvette is truly awesome. Looking forward to driving the Z06 and quite possibly the E-Ray in the summer of 2023. For affordability, Toyota has the GR86 and its twin, the Subaru BRZ, and my guilty pleasure, the Land Rover Defender 110. Love that vehicle. Great design, can go anywhere. Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to this channel, click notifications, and follow me on social media. Plus, if you have a question, leave it in the comments, okay? I'll try to get to you. That's what was driven in 2022. I'm Tom Voelk.